Hey, welcome back to S.O.O.N Sports Podcast. Got another one, another legend in the building, legend in the building, man. DC's home, DC, Maryland, Virginia. We got a legend in the building, man. I'm gonna introduce you to Steve Harley. How you doing, sir?
How you doing, man?
Man, can't do no better than today, man. Good to have you on, man.
Appreciate you for having me, man. Appreciate you having me.
Glad to have you here, man. For the people that don't know who you are, man, and you know, I know that's very few, but for the people that don't know who you are, can you give a short little introduction of yourself?
Steve Harley, played here in DMV, man. Went to about 10 high schools here and ended up eventually at University of Nebraska.
Yeah.
Played some pro in Brazil, man, you know.
Cool.
Another guy from here.
Yeah, glad to have you here. Speaking of that, we might as well start it off like that, man. I know one of the high schools you went to was Marriott because, like I told you, one of my friends, close friend from around the way, played at Marriott, I believe, with you. Can you go through, maybe not all of them, but the breakdown of your high school career, like what high school you started at and what high school you ended from, and how did all that transpire?
Well, I initially went to school out in PG County.
Okay.
But my basketball career didn't kick off there. My basketball career didn't kick off until I got to Tech World, which was in Southwest, charter school in Southwest.
Got you.
End up going there. It was a small little school, man. It was just something to just get out there. I wasn't really taking basketball serious back then, man. It was just something to do to keep me busy, man. I went to Tech World, ended up being the best situation for me because then I got to, do what I do and score some points there. Then my name started ringing bells and stuff. And eventually that shut down. Then I ended up at Crossland, because I knew Coach Sam and known from way back with the PG Jaguars. So I ended up there. And that ended up turning out being a good situation for me as well, man. I think I led PG County in scoring that year and all met third team and some, got to my eligibility. Then I ended up in Marriott.
Okay.
Marriott, we just had that was a good situation for me as well, even though we didn't finish out the season because of some other stuff. But it was like a college situation. We had good athletes there, and I kind of needed that to play against competition every day in practice.
Yeah.
To get ready for that next level. That's why I finished up at high school, Marriott.
Cool.
Charter school.
Cool. So from Marriott, did you doing your where did you go to middle school at, if you don't mind me asking?
I went in PG County called Eugene Burroughs.
Okay. And so you went there all 3 years from 6th to 7th, 8th?
It was just 7th and 8th, yeah.
Oh, 7th and 8th, yeah. Okay, cool. And so you play AAU or by any chance or anything like that?
Yeah, I was playing with I started off with this team, with PG Jaguars, then we ended up splitting from them. It was called Up Tempo.
Okay.
And that's what Travis Garrison and all them. We was youngest, man. Yeah. We had a little mob too. We was good, man. And after that, I ended up playing with my peoples in them DC Hawks, which we had a couple all Met players, following Campbell, like George Mason, Final Four and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Antoine Mahan, that was an HD Wilson, man, Joe Vaughn. We had a talented bunch with them as well. And that's what I was playing with,
Wow. So during your career from high school, leading up from AAU to high school, was it any interest in, was you start getting letters? When did you start getting your first letters or anything like that?
Well, Tech World, when I started scoring and, I started getting invited to Nike camps and all that stuff. And, a couple of small schools might send me a letter. But when I got up Crossland and, had a good season up there, I started getting letters from, letters really don't mean nothing. But, I'm getting letters from Stanford and all this type of stuff when I went to Crossland. And I was like, I ain't seen my grade, ain't seen that one GPA of mine. But, when you get on that mailing list, You
Yeah.
start getting them from all DePaul, Seton Hall. Everybody start sending letters. But, letters really don't mean too much. It just mean you on that mailing list, man.
Yeah. Reason why I asked that because like a lot of youth today that's playing today, I wanted them to hear your story because your story is pretty interesting. And correct me if I'm wrong, you was one of the first charter school players to get a D1 offer.
Oh,
Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, it was Charter League basketball before I got there, but I'm a stamp. I put that on the map, man.
Yeah.
I put that Charter League thing on the map. Nobody know about going on charter school before I went there.
Yeah, because I was hearing your name coming up in the rankings, and I'm like, man, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, my man was telling me about you, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna keep my eye on him or whatever. So I had to, angst that because a lot of like in the DCIAA and things of that nature, is a lot of I feel like everybody should be signed before a certain period of time. And I don't understand why that. Maybe you could talk about that a little bit, because I feel like you should be at least qualified before your 12th grade year. So you don't have to go through. Go ahead.
I say qualified, but it's saying that everybody should be signed. I wouldn't say that because there's no blueprint onto how to do this, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some people pass is different, man. Eventually, after all that stuff that I went through with high school, I still end up going to junior college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I wouldn't say you need to be signed, but if you can be qualified, that's a good step.
Yeah, qualified. So I feel like people miss out on opportunities when they not GPA, SAT, and all that, even though they getting away from that a little bit, but I feel like, in the area, especially in this area, because we got a lot of good hoopers that, could have played on a bigger level, but they wasn't qualified,
Oh, absolutely, man. And unfortunately, it's like that area. Like with the COVID thing that's going on right now, they kind of like getting lucky with that. You know what I mean? They getting a pass with that.
Yeah.
But back when I was playing, it'll make or break you, man.
Yeah. How do you feel about that though? Because with the COVID situation and the transfer portal, it's kind of hard on the high school students. They get pushed to the side. What do you feel about that?
It's hell for them, man.
Yeah.
Like, because these college coaches looking at like, what I need to go recruit a 17-year-old boy for when I can go get a 21-year-old man to come to my program. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's tough for them, man. It's like now, I mean, I can't break the numbers down, but it's like to play in the top 5 conference, it's only the elite playing there now, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they rather go get a transfer that's coming from a small school that they ain't got to put in the weight room every day because he already know what he got to do. He already naturally bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's tough for them high school youngers, man.
Yeah.
And really, I feel sorry for them. I want them to go back to the regular way so they can get their fair shake.
Right. Speaking of that, I mean, so I know did you go to prep school or did you treat Marriott as a prep?
Basically, that's what it was. Marriott was like my prep school. Yeah.
Got you. And who was the coach at Marriott during that time?
His name was Lonnie Brooks.
Lonnie Brooks.
He was actually my coach at Tech World.
Okay.
So I fell back into it like that.
Okay, that's what's up, man. And, do you keep up with him during this time or?
Yeah, he on my Facebook and all that stuff. He still reach out. He
got
post pictures and stuff. He got a little slick comments. Well, but yeah, he good people. He good dude.
Cool. And so from Tech World, you went to South Plains College. Is that right? In Texas?
I went to South Plains after Marriott, after I graduated high school.
Got you. So how did that all come about? You going to South Plains?
Actually, they coach is great. They coach came up here and he watched me play. This was back. He watched me play 2-on-2.
Wow.
We was playing 2-on-2. Me and my man Jeremy Baker. He ended up going Quinnipiac. He was on my Marriott side. We was playing 2-on-2, and he offered me a scholarship while playing 2-on-2. We was playing 2-on-2 whole court in the health club by Montgomery County.
Wow.
My man Walter Ray too. We got this little program called Egos that we would.
Okay.
So he offered me a scholarship on 2-on-2. I signed it,
Yeah.
And that August when I was supposed to leave, I didn't even go.
How did that happen?
Man, I wasn't trying to leave DC, man. I was
Right.
like, I gotta go to Texas tomorrow.
Right.
So I ducked them for a whole year. Kind of find out. I was like, man, I gotta do something.
Right.
So like the next spring, I called him and was like, hey man, I'm ready, man. By the blessings of him, Coach Steve Green, he actually assistant coach with Texas Tech right now.
Wow.
He was like, are you sure? Are you really gonna come down here? I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna come this time.
Dang.
So down there, that was actually one of the good decisions for me, man. It was went down there, Drew called American 2 times, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I ducked him, but it still worked out.
Man, you talking about talented, man. When like you took off a whole like semester type of thing.
Yeah, man. Being
Man.
ignorant, man. I was like, man, I'm not going to no Texas, man.
Right.
And come to find out, that was one of the best things that happened for me, man.
Right. Was it just you that made that decision, or was your parents like, man, hey, what's going on?
Yeah. I don't know if you can cuss on this.
Yeah, go ahead. You good.
Motherfucker, you gotta do something now, man. Like you just said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go out to Texas, man. Loved it out there too. That's the thing about it, man. They let me take one of my mans out there with me. He was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got two of my mans out there with me. Actually, one was playing and
just going out there.
Yeah, he just went out there with me, man.
Wow. And so I did a little research. I heard you say Jeremy Baker.
Yeah.
Is he from here?
Yeah, he from here.
Wow. And so he played with you.
Mm-hmm. He played 1 year down South Plains. He played at Marriott with me too, but he played 1 year down South Plains with me as well.
Yeah. And then who is this guy Jermaine Bolden?
He from Baltimore, yeah. From Baltimore.
Okay. So y'all, because I did my research, right? I saw y'all was like, I think I forgot one dude, but y'all three was the main three that was putting in that work down there.
Our first year, my freshman year down there, we was a backcourt, all three. We was freshmen too, man. Yeah, we ended up being top 25 in the country. Yeah. Like I said, I made All-American both years. It was
decent bump down there, huh?
Oh man, like that JUCO bump down Texas and Kansas, man. It's like you want to play junior college basketball and they going about it like a D1 program. You go down there, they ain't playing with it, man. Right. They treating that whole thing like it's real, like certified Division I program.
Got you. So you on record, you stamping like, man, if you can't go D1 or D2 or nothing like that, go to Texas or go down there what you said.
Man, you go where your blessing is at, man. Like I said, everybody's path ain't the same way, man. Right. How I get there might not be the same way the next man got there. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if they offer you, take it, man. You ain't got nothing else. It's not a bad look at all, man. I'm trying to tell you. They get it done down there, some good coaches, and they know the other coaches.
Got you.
Yeah.
And who was the coach for South Plains down there?
His name was Coach Steve Green.
Okay.
They Hall of Fame in junior college basketball. Like I say, but this is about to be his first year. He just recently retired from junior college.
Okay.
And now he's assistant coach at Texas Tech now, which was probably like 45 minutes down the street from my junior college.
Gotcha.
So he assistant there, yeah.
So when you was at South Plains, was Texas Tech recruiting you at that time?
A little bit, but we used to go down there and play with them like during the summertime. Okay. But they ain't really like off me, so I kind of like felt some type of way towards them. I'm like, I'm 2-time All-American right up the street, and y'all ain't really messing with me like that.
Right.
But I got them back though in Nebraska. I went 2-0 against them in Nebraska. Yeah. So
what you thought that was about? Do you think it was a certain type of thing or what?
No, at the time they already had somebody that was like playing my position, and he was like the man for them. Okay. And his last name was like Jackson or something. He was already like the man for them. He was like all conference and all that. So it probably wouldn't have been a good fit on both sides, for real, because he was their guy already. You know what I mean?
Got you.
So it was like me coming in there. It was like
Right.
But I'm going in and sit the bench, you know what I mean? Sit behind him. That was they got.
Right.
So it really wasn't good for both.
Got you. Let me ask you something though, and I know the whole world want to know this, right? Because we from the DMV area, Nebraska. What made you pick Nebraska, bro? I mean, I'm quite sure you had more offers. What was it about Nebraska? And you can go into it as far as like who offers you and what made you choose Nebraska if you don't mind. What was so good about Nebraska at that time that made you be like, man, I'm going here?
Well, I had Seton Hall,
Mm.
I had St. John's, but at the time St. John's was going through like they little investigation with the NCAA, so they couldn't make like no, after the season they couldn't do nothing else.
Okay.
So it was just regular season for them.
Got you.
And then I had Nebraska, man. What happened was they brought me out there like had to be like September.
Yeah.
And they was doing a football game out there.
Okay.
And when I tell you Nebraska football games, man,
Lit.
I'm looking at, 100,000 there. We on the field. They, doing recruiting stuff. They spoiling you, man.
Right.
But when I seen that, and then, I kind of like had a relationship with the assistant coach, Dave Anwar. He's at Mississippi State now.
Okay.
But I had, he was a cool guy, and he like knew my guy from back here.
Yeah.
I was like, they was playing it at the time when I was there. They was in the Big 12, so I'm like, we get to play against Kansas every year.
Right.
Texas and all that. We doing that every year. It ain't a bad look, man. You know what I mean? We
Not
might
at
not
all.
be a basketball powerhouse, but we get to play them.
Yeah.
That's all I want is a chance to play against them. I ain't got to play with them. I'd rather play, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I pulled the trigger on that.
Yeah, that was a good conference. Kansas State. You got what? Oklahoma.
Blake Griffin was there at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that playing against him?
Oh man. He dunked on me. I can't lie. He did. It's a picture on there right now with him dunking on me.
For real?
Yeah, he got me.
Yeah.
He got me.
It is what it is.
Well, we beat them in because he was there 2 years. We beat them in Lincoln, Nebraska, but they beat us in Oklahoma. But
okay.
Yeah. It was some good bump, man.
And your coach at that time in Nebraska, who was your coach?
His name was Doc Sadler.
Okay.
He just recently retired himself, man.
Okay, man. You know a lot of top coaches and throughout the basketball world. Coming back home initially when you graduated from Nebraska, coming back home, did you come straight back home or what did you do after that?
I came back home probably because what happened was when I finished up Nebraska playing wise, I didn't even graduate. Then I left.
Okay.
Then came in, went to Brazil, and then I came back and was like, that ball almost stopped bouncing, told me ACL and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I gotta go back and get my degree, man.
Yeah.
And went back and like 2012, I went back and got it.
Okay.
Came back, then got a job with them. One of my neighbors and stuff was like working. He was assistant principal at Roosevelt High School uptown.
Okay.
He kind of like plugged me in there.
Okay.
I started with that.
How long you said you went over to Brazil? How long did you stay over there?
3 years.
3 years? Man, that's what's up, man. Speaking of Nebraska, man, like I'm gonna be all over the place, man. I'm going forward, backwards. Nebraska, man, playing in that conference, and the question that I was going to ask was, being as though you played in there, coaches and different things like that, plugging the youngins into the different coaches that whether it be was you doing things like that, like saying, hey, you might want to take a look at this kid or what have you?
Yeah, man, I'm still doing that now.
That's what's up.
My assistant coaches, like even when I was in junior college, they assistant coaches in Division I level. One of them a head coach division. I talk to them and plug kids in now, man.
Oh yeah, that's what's up, man. And the kids, you tell them or you just do it off of like, yeah, I'm just let you know.
sometimes the coaches will call me and ask me, like, I even got some old teammates that's like assistant coaches in Division I level, and they call me, "What's up with young?" And
Yeah.
even if I don't know them directly, damn, we is small. I can, that ain't nothing to chase them down and try to like get some of my information. And, I try to go at it like that. Trying to do whatever was done for me, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. I was talking to you off the air. Man, I read the story. One a student at the school you was teaching at, fell on hard times or whatever, and you came through, helped them out, and gave them some shoes and stuff. Can you talk about that a little bit? Elaborate on that situation.
Really, like, I really didn't want that stuff to hit the newspaper. My kid's mother did all that stuff, but
Right.
like, I don't know, it ain't nothing. We do that all. Like, I'm not like what these guys call it, like sneakerheads out here. I'm not one of them guys. So if I have like a bunch of shoes sitting in my closet,
Right.
I take them out and give them away. It's like,
Right.
that wasn't really. It's just that's another day, man. It's like,
I mean, yeah, I feel you. It just caught my attention because I was like, man, that's big, because a lot of people, they could see a youngin in school, they wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, I gotta give you your flowers while you're here, man, because people just think that it's all about ball and different things like that. But when you do something like that, it's like, man, he's different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just
that's like, I ain't that guy to hold on the shoes. I'd rather go make a youngin day and give them to him, man. You know what I mean? Like, most of the shoes, we get to the point we forget that we got stuff in the closet. You know what I mean? So we go in there, damn, let me get it Jones away, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you done made a youngin day off that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Basketball. How do you feel about the college game today, and you get pros or whatever? How do you feel about it? As far as like, do you think it's going in the right direction? You're talking about the with what is called name, image, and likeness, the NIL. How you feel about that?
I feel I'm mad about that.
I was I was
born too early, man. Like, they blessing these young, good for these young, but I'm personally mad, man.
I got you.
I can be, nah, I like it, man. Like, these youngers getting to the bag, man. These high school youngers walking around millionaires now, and you know what I mean? I mean,
I was gonna say for you, man, because they loved you at Nebraska, man. Like, I was watching one of your videos, and the video, you can look it up right now. It got like, I want to say like 2.5 million followers on a video. So, that's your image, your name, and you know what I'm saying?
You know how much money that is right now for me, man?
That's what I'm saying. So, now they can, capitalize off that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's just the luck of the draw, man.
I think
what I mean?
I think it was Charles Barkley said, man, I was watching him one day. He was like, man, we was just born early,
Man, that's all it was.
Yeah, if we was born now, we'd be getting paid like everybody else.
I was on a billboard in Nebraska, man.
Man.
Yeah. It's tough to think about all that money I just missed out. That's man.
Yeah.
That's my father, no fault, man.
Said they should have waited. They should have held out.
Yeah, man.
Nah, man. You funny. But look, what I was gonna say, speaking of that, how you feel about I mean, I'm going off the rib. How you feel about KD and all that, him holding out, want to be traded? What you feel about that?
I don't know, man. Basketball so wild right now. Even today, just happened today. The girl from LA Sparks, she just quit her team today.
Who was that?
What's the Liz Cambridge, that WNBA player? In KD case, man, he special talent. The league need him. Do what he want, man.
Yeah.
What you gonna say to him?
Oh, hey.
I want him to come home. Come on back to the Wizards, man.
Man, they was talking about getting your man from Utah.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, they make that trade. As long as they keep Bill and Porzingis, they good to go.
Yeah.
But
who gonna play point guard? Donovan Mitchell be playing like shooting guard, don't he?
Hey, they combo it.
Make it work. They gotta make it work. That's what I say. Make it work, man.
Combo, yeah. Anything that you would like to tell the kids, like as far as like, you know, I know you say everybody got their different paths, but is it something that you could give to them and far as like, because you said that was interesting. You said, man, I took a half a semester off. You know, some people can't do that, man. That would have been it, you know.
Yeah. Man, advice I got to, like, even when I took that semester off, man, I was still hooping, man. I was still balling, you know, man. Yeah. So my advice, even though everybody path is different, man, you gotta work on your craft every day, man. You gotta work on it, man. Yeah. That's and these days you need every little advantage. Cause these youngers unreal now, man. These youngers coming out 6'10", 6'11", shooting guards. Yeah. And I'm talking about you got to do everything from watching film to you know, you can't cheat yourself in the weight room no more. And you know, in my day, I ain't touching weight until I got to Nebraska. I ain't touching weight. Right. And I was so far behind when I got there because of that. Yeah. That, you know, I had to put in the extra work, but I wouldn't advise you do that. You know what I mean? Right. Get up every day, get to it, man. You know what I mean? I don't care what it is. I don't care if you don't push up in your house. You did something for that day. Absolutely. Yeah. How did you feel when you know, from leaving the JUCO, going to Nebraska, and then they're like, man, we got a weight room. We got go ahead. Yeah, the thing about it is we had a weight room in my junior college. I just never touched it, man. Then once I got to Nebraska, of course, the players just, you know, I went from playing 6'2" players in junior college checking me. I got Nebraska, he's 6'7" checking. Young Kansas 6'7" checking me now. You know what I mean? So it's like, I got to get. I ain't got no choice. This is that you gonna go sit that bench. Right. Yeah. Right. Some of the players that you was up with Nebraska with, do you still keep in contact with them? A couple of them on social media and all that stuff. And one of them actually playing in the Big Three, man. You know, I enjoy watching him. Oh yeah. Second. Yeah, he playing with Swaggy Penn them team, Gilbert Arenas. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Doing well with that. Yeah. But we old now, man. Like, I mean, you know, do you feel like you can get out there and still boogie? I still play, but you know what I mean, as far as like getting in and chasing, I can do it, but I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to get out there and chase them little 25-year-olds young around. Right. I probably can do it for about 30 minutes or something. Right. After that, I'm done. I don't like. I gotta get up and go to work tomorrow. Y'all getting up and going back to the gym tomorrow. You know what I mean? Right. Doing it all over again. I gave up when I tore my ACL. I said, "Oh, it's over." Yeah. A mental coming back from that is serious. Yeah, I be thinking I'm gonna hurt it again. I don't even want to play. I was like, I'm gonna hurt it again. But I still play though. I still go play with the youngins, but I can't do it every day. I can, like I said, I tore my ACL too. So. Yeah. How did it make you feel? Can you speak on that? Like getting back from that, like the you know, the things that you gotta do if you get an injury, you know. That physical therapy and all that stuff, man. That's what really make you or break you. Yeah. But like I said, even after that, getting over that mental part, man, it's like you be scared to jump again, man. You're scared to run full speed. Yeah. Getting over that. But I go like my little nephew, who he's in school in Oklahoma now. He just recently came back from ACL injury. Wow. These young is different, man. They bounce back quick. Man, they getting up and going 8-9 months. They back at it. I say, blessing to you, man. Right. Do you got siblings? I think one of my former coaches said your brother played for him, Montgomery. Montgomery. Yeah, he probably did. Yeah. Older brother. That's your older brother? Yeah. Okay.
how like you grew up watching him play and that made you want to get at it too, or you was just like, man,
Yeah, like we used to play on the same team, believe me. He 4 years older than me.
oh
We
yeah.
used to, yeah. And they used to make him pass me the ball, that type of wild stuff, man. But
Yeah, I read that. See, I did my research and on it you say my mom said, man, pass him the ball. Your mom
yeah,
told him pass you the ball.
yeah, we used to play on the same 9 on the team. He was 9, I was 5.
Yeah.
They
Do
used to
you,
make him pass me the ball. Yeah.
do you think that made you a little better than the people in your age group at that time, playing with the
Oh,
older kids?
no question, man.
Yeah.
Like after when I turned about 7, 9 runner was easy. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was easy playing 9 runner when I was 7.
Yeah.
And it also got me competitive with my brother too, because after that, I just want to bust his ass like the rest of my life.
At a certain point, when did you first get them? When did you first be
Uh,
like, man, yeah, ain't no more like you my big brother, but I'm getting it in.
when he left and went to college,
Yeah,
and he was still playing, and I probably was about up crossing or something, and he
yeah,
came back home. He was like, and they used to tell him, "Your brother that guy now,"
yeah,
and he didn't believe it until we played on the same team, maybe a running shoe or something.
yeah,
And this one I was jumping out the gym back then.
yeah,
Windmill and all this type of shit.
yeah.
And he looked over, he was like, yeah, you got the juice now. Yeah. The torch is back. And he
Yeah,
was still playing at the time, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But it was just
What,
my fault.
nah, you good, bro. What far as jumping out the gym, your jumping abilities, what you think that just came natural, or is it something you worked on?
It was a little secret thing to do, man. I didn't tell youngest now, but I used to do like calf raises in the shower.
Mm.
So I wouldn't even count them. I would just do them the whole time I'm in there. You know what I mean? So you done looked up, you done burnt through 1,000 calf raises
Right.
without even counting them. You know what I mean?
Man.
And stuff like that. And then when I was younger, like a little younger around the way, we ride bikes everywhere. All that stuff count. You don't even know you're working out at the time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But you look up now, you turn 17, you jump out of the gym because of stuff you didn't even think about when you was doing when you was young.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever wear them? What was East Bay? Them
Nah.
little,
Them little jump soles,
yeah,
them little shrimp shoes.
yeah, the shrimp
Nah, I ain't
shoes.
never do shrimp shoes. Man.
I remember one year everybody was going, man, I'm gonna give me some shrimp shoes.
Yeah. Everybody walking around their tippy toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prepare for a game and whether it was high school, college. How did you go about preparing for the game at game day, like leading up to a practice and let's say you got a game on Thursday, Monday or Sunday leading up to the game on Thursday, how would you go about doing that?
What, Nebraska?
Period. Like whether it's high school or you can take us through it, like high school.
Well, in high school, you just so raw in high school. You ain't really putting the preparation in it. Unless you had one of these Demantas or something.
Yeah.
You so raw and you going off natural ability in high school. I ain't thinking about it. I'm just going out there and bumping, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe Wednesday come out, I look and who we playing? Oh, we playing them. Oh, okay. They got all right. But once you start growing in them levels, man,
Yeah.
junior college and then in Nebraska and all that, you start having to read them scouting reports and all that, because they damn sure read them scouting reports on you.
Yeah.
The preparation for that, it become a little bit more vital and difficult, man, because shit, them coaches want to know, you better know where his mother address is. You know what I mean? It get that real out there.
Right.
They before the game, maybe like that Wednesday or Tuesday, they come hand you a pamphlet like this thick. Everybody on the opposite team shoot percentage, what they like to do, how many times they go left a game.
Yeah.
So, the greater the competition becomes, the higher level you go.
Right.
Is when the preparation start getting a little bit more detailed, and you better know, you better do your homework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was listening to a radio show today and they was talking about your man the quarterback from Arizona, Kyler
Oh,
Murray.
Murray.
And
Yeah,
they said they put in his contract him
he
to
got 4
study
hours.
film 4 hours. But
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
you gotta tell him to do that. You gotta put it in your contract.
And how much money they give him?
They 100 and something million. Like I think he got like 160 million or something like that.
But that's something he should. That's something as a quarterback he should have been doing that anyway.
That's
You know what I mean?
yeah. I
He
was
should
gonna
have
ask
already
you.
been doing that.
Yeah. Then
The fact
if he
he got to tell Tom Brady to do that.
nah, I watched Tom versus Time, and he said man, he could sit at the computer and study film for 16 hours straight and not leave the computer at all. I'm like, man, this dude insane.
That's why every finger is iced up with him.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah. That's why it's iced up. Yeah.
Definitely, man. It's an honor to talk to you, man, because like you know, I don't know if you know or not, like they, you know, a lot of legends in the area, man, when they talk about different people, man, really correct me if I'm wrong, they don't bring your name up, man. I'm like, man, Steve was a force to be reckoned with in the area, and I would bring your name up, like with the gods and different things like that. Like you can get down with the best of them. So, man, how you feel about that though? Knowing that, like, I feel like you were one of the better guys in the area, and you know, like when you talk about like people, like man, we can go back like Sheik Purse, Greg Jones, and I mean those older cats from you, but. Then you go down to Brian Chase and I interviewed.
They before me, yeah.
Yeah, but once you get grown, once you get to that level where as though you out of college, it's like, man, he can go. You know what I mean? You know, so how you feel about that though? Amongst the you know, the great guys in the area, do you feel like you can get down with at that time with anybody?
Oh yeah. But the way I look at that, man, is the people that's supposed to know, they know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the people I played against, who I played with, they know. They you know they got respect for the boy. They know what it is, man.
Most definitely. I just when they talk about it though, I want to hit like, man, hey Steve, go man. Y'all know about Steve? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, no. Depending on who you talk, everybody think their era is the best era. You know what I mean? You get some people from my era, they ain't gonna let you know. Like, yeah. He one of them.
Who was some of the top players during the time you was in high school from the area? Like, can you name a couple that can go?
Like I said, AU teammates, following Campbell, Trey, all them. And the people out, Sam Young, all people out the county and all that, Chris and them. And, little bro Bobby Shannon and all them can go. That's just people out the county that you know. But there was some boys. Yeah, we had a good little era, man. We had a lot of D1s, you know, Bobby them over at Schulen. Yeah.
Do you feel like because a lot of times, like now, what's going on in high school when they find out that you can go, all the Catholic schools hop on you. You know, back then it wasn't so much like that. How you feel about that? Was the math of them trying to get you, like, because I remember one time, I think at Tech World, you know, back then you used to check the papers. You had like 45 or something like that. I'm like, man, who is this guy?
I was supposed to go like the curl and all that stuff, but that stuff wasn't for me. And they ain't had no girls up there for number one. Well, Curl did. Curl had girls up there.
Curl.
yeah. But all the rest of them private schools.
You said, nah.
It wasn't for me, man.
I mean, your route was the route that was for you. Like you landed, exactly. You were supposed to land it at, you know.
Yeah, exactly, man.
No, because the reason why I asked you to that, because like you'll have some kids thinking that they gotta go to the Met, that they gotta go to St. John's to make it. You know what I'm saying? And,
hell no. That's just a politic thing, man. You know, now it's like your AAU team is flooding you to a certain high school, all this type of bullshit. If you can play, man,
Yeah.
You go what you want, man. They gonna find you, man.
Y'all heard it here first, man.
Yeah.
I feel the same way, about that. How in, in high school I do, but now if you like the dude, I argue with my coach about this all the time. The dude, Maker. I feel like he should have never went to Howard. It was a wrong move, in
Wrong
my
move,
opinion.
man. Wrong move.
Wrong move.
Should
He
took his ass to UCLA or wherever he really was gonna go.
absolutely.
It was a high risk, low reward type situation, man.
Yes. And now he's
That's
struggling to make it in the league now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he ain't in the league,
Yeah,
right?
no, I'm saying that he wound up doing the summer league on somebody roster, but that's what I'm saying. He didn't get drafted or anything.
You gotta think, he go to Howard, right? And let's say he averaged 25 a game.
Right.
What they gonna say? He's supposed to do that, right?
Yeah.
He go to Howard and he had a so-so couple games. I'm like, oh, this
Yeah.
motherfucker ain't as good as we thought he was.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened, man.
That's exactly what happened.
It's a high risk, low reward type situation.
And,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I support the whole going to HBCU. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. I don't. Me neither. I just feel like, on certain, you gotta be smart about what you're doing. It's like you trying to do the right thing, but at the end of the day, when it don't benefit you, it's like, man,
you gotta be selfish with your own career. So, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
the same motherfuckers that told you to go to Howard, make this whole stand. Now these motherfuckers turn their back on them, and they don't even know you no more. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Because now you can't do nothing for them because you ain't get the bag like they thought you was about to get.
Yeah. Couple more questions for you. Like I heard, read that you coached the girls before.
Yeah, we want some champions too.
For real? Yeah. How you feel about like the girls game and what it's come to versus the not even versus, but what's the difference from coaching the girls and then coaching boys?
Of course, the skill level, but I'm gonna tell you why I almost enjoy coaching girls more than boys. Because in the basketball thing, on the basketball team, little girls, not even little girls, just women, girls in general, they more supportive of each other than what the men's are. Because when you play on a boys basketball team, it's already he's your teammate. He might be playing behind you, but in reality, that motherfucker think he's better than you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially like college level and all that. Yeah. So it's almost like he's waiting for you to fuck up so he can go get your spot.
Right.
When I've been dealing with girls, and I'm not gonna say it's always the case, but I'm just saying through my experience,
right?
They support each other more, man. It's like they want to see each other be successful, man. Yeah. Men's basketball, that motherfucker praying on your downfall because he's trying to get the minutes from you.
Yeah, he want to get the minutes.
That's just the reality of it, man.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong with the girls, though. You also got to deal with the extra stuff.
Yeah, you do.
I ain't getting all that, but extra stuff.
How did you go about that when stuff like that came up? How did you? Because the reason why I asked those Steve, because you got a male coach, that's going to come into that. They're going to coach girls, and they might have never dealt with it before. How did you go about dealing with that type of thing? Whether it was a personal matter, whether it was hygiene or whatever.
You gotta be a little bit more sensitive and understand. I had a girl one time told me, man, she said she ain't come on the court till she gets some lotion for her legs. I said, well, what I got myself into? But at the end of the day, these are little girls, man. That's how they think, man. I mean, like I said, you gotta be a little bit more understanding. Sometimes it might be that time. Had one girl, halftime. She came on time of the month doing halftime. She couldn't. This is like my second best player on the team. She can't go back in, coach. I'm like, why? It's that, it's time of the month. Oh, wow. Man. What you want me to do? All right, man. You just gotta be. It's a sensitive, more understanding type situation. But it's still basketball, and it's competitive, man.
Do you see yourself getting back into coaching?
Yeah. I think I am pretty soon, man.
Yeah.
The next best thing to playing is coaching, man. If you still want to get that thrill, that competitiveness, wake up and want compete with another team, if you ain't playing, the next best thing is coaching, man. You know what I mean? Because you still get that emotional high from wins and losses. You still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get back to it, man.
Last couple of questions. As I told you, I'm gonna get you out of here. Your team, far as sports, like you all Washington home team or no?
Everything but college, man. And you know why what college I went to. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
home team, everything.
You think about. Let me ask you this though: do you feel a certain way about when, like, you from the area, like a Georgetown, a Maryland University, being as though they, back then didn't, come because like right now, like, well, they got one youngin from the area now that's playing with Georgetown, but I felt as though they dodged a couple of people, back then in the day that they could have grabbed, like even with the KDs and
Yeah.
top players from the area. Do you not, maybe not now, but back then, did you feel like, man, they ain't even coming, they ain't even send no net on nothing?
Back then I did, but whatever. It was like, yeah, it is what it is. Even now, I ain't got to support them because of that. You know what I mean? And I don't. I support my school. So, and we in the same conference as Maryland, so that make it even easy.
Yeah. Do you go to a game here and there when they come?
Oh yeah. I get back to Nebraska. I go to basketball games. And when
Yeah.
they play at Maryland, I go up there too. They kind of like lay the red carpet off for me. They set me up real good.
Yeah. I be in your comments. You be going back and forth with Coach Rob and a couple of other good men. How you with give him a couple words? I'm gonna have him on in a couple of more weeks, man. What you got to say to him as this year? What the Commanders going to do the Giants and all that?
Man, John's terrible, man. John's terrible. John's side, they ain't got no quarterback, man. Daniel Jones overrated, man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. And I think this same point about this is Barkley last year to get hurt, and they gonna ship his ass out too.
Oh yeah, he gone. Yeah.
But Rob, no, we talk shit every weekend when football season comes.
Right.
And that's just on the that's just what y'all see on the internet.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about the phone calls and text messages and all that too.
Now I love to see that because y'all be having me cracking up. Talking smack, talking trash, talking shit, whatever on a Facebook or Instagram or whatever. Y'all be having me laughing, man. Man, it's an honor, man. I gotta have you back on, man. Because your expertise, man, your breakdown of the game, one of the legends in my opinion from the area, man. I'm just glad that you could come on the show and give insight to the kids, man. And even adults, that didn't know who you are, you know what I'm saying? Some older people that might not know who you are or whatever, bringing a light and sharing a light to them, great inspiration, man.
Thanks for having me, man. You
Man.
got me start my own podcast now. I think I like this.
Hey man, and that's what I'm saying. And guess what? You should, bro. Like, because you, like, man, I'm telling you, man. When I was looking up the information on you, man, you got like 2 man, it's like 2 millions of followers. And I know like some of that's from Nebraska, you know what I'm saying? Some of that's from here. You got a great following, man. So you should, man, start your own, get into it, man. And you got the nice background and different stuff like that, man. And just go for what you know, man.
I appreciate you, man. You can lift up. Yeah.
We can talk about anything, man. I'm definitely gonna have you back on it, and then like when you start yours, you can bring me on, man.
No question.
Yeah, man, I played a little ball back in the day, man. I'm a little older, but a lot older, but I still keep up with the youngest, man. I'm coaching, just trying to bring that positive energy back to the youngest from the DC, because I want them to know that everybody not going to the NBA, everybody not, you know what I'm saying, doing these things. So but you still can do good in life, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Sports is only a short part of your life, man. It's only a small, you gotta look at it almost like in quarters, man. You still got much more to go after that ball start bouncing, man.
Yeah, man. So that's why I did it, man. Anything else you want to say before we go? Like any closing words?
Just thanks for having me, man. Like I said, you You done lit up an idea in my head now, man. No, it's thanks to you, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate you, man. Like anytime you want to do this again, you're not getting in contact with me, man.
Absolutely. Let me before we go, man. Anybody that want, you got kids that's gonna be watching this, man. Adults that want, that parents might want to ask you a question about, how did you go about something? How could they get in contact with you?
What is it, Stevie Harley on Facebook? But Instagram is probably the best thing. I'm more communicate more on Instagram. It's Ice Junior 4 on Instagram.
Say it again. What?
Ice Junior 4, ICE Junior JR4 on Instagram, man. Yeah, you get me right there.
Hey man, y'all heard it right here, man. Steve Harley, man, one of the best that did it in the DIC. DC, Maryland, Virginia, man, right here on S.O.O.N Sports Podcast, man. Thanks for having you, brother. I'm gonna let you go. We out, man.
Appreciate you.
No doubt.